620 South, 130 Summit Drive. Knowing what's happened with the fire department, the past two referendums that got turned down by the people because it was more money. The library's been turned down on referendums. Referendums in this town are not a real favorable subject with people in this town. Understanding what you're laying out with your drafts and everything else like that, but a very simple layman that's not an accountant has no idea what's going on, what benefits are we going to have. If this gets voted down as a no, what is the alternative plan that the village is looking at to take care of this problem?
You know, as you may have seen at the town hall meeting, Bob, that you attended, and the information that we will be coming out with and a follow-up mailing expected later this summer, as well as I would expect some more public meetings. We're going to go through the same sequence of facts and choices that the board has done, and really look at the choice that the board's come to. You know, in terms of what else do we do, I think that's a question that the board will revisit after the public has had the opportunity to make an informed decision on the question being put forward. But the fact of the matter is, the road work we need costs money.
True.
We do not have another alternative source in place to pay those costs. And so we don't have an alternative that will bridge the gap. It's the short answer for you.
All right, Mr. Allen.
Tim Allen, 27W, 174, Birch Road. All right, guys, you know how I stand on this. The roads is now and always has been a maintenance issue, and it's a deferred maintenance issue. So all the talk about over the last 5 years, balanced budgets, well, they're not balanced if you're not taking care of the roads. So a little truth in advertising is the sheer fact that we need to go out have a referendum for this means that we haven't had a balanced budget. We haven't had one for a long, long time. The second thing is that you all know I'm working against this referendum. I'm actively seeking to find people to shoot this referendum down, and the purpose, which I'll state again for you guys, is because you have routinely passed up opportunities to make money that don't require dipping into the pockets of our citizens. Specifically, I'll bring it up again, Roosevelt Road has been off the table for the better part of forever, basically. In knowing now that there's an opportunity for these Build America bonds, it would be a shame if I were to be successful and shoot down the referendum, be successful in shooting down the referendum, because this village board was unwilling and uninterested in reviewing our comprehensive plan to set a path to make sustainable revenues that didn't require you taxing us every single time we needed to fix something. So, I mean, as elected officials, you have options to address here. You can turn me from your biggest critic to your biggest supporter. Just show me that you've considered making sustainable revenues so that the next time you want to fix something, sewers, streets, it doesn't matter what it is, you don't have to come after the people again. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Allen.
And if I could just speak to the sales tax suggestion, I do want to point out the sales tax take that the village has is 1%. To raise $1 million to dedicate to roads each year, we would need to have a enterprise that raises $100 million in sales every year. And so I think it's misinformed to suggest that the village board is simply holding back from flipping a switch that will suddenly have $100 million in sales business up and running anytime in the foreseeable future. And so I do want to clarify that the dollars we're talking about are significant.
I take exception to Kurt Barrett and his suggestion that I'm talking about sales tax when I'm talking about sustainable revenues. I am not, and I never have been. I also take exception to the words flip a switch. This is something that should have been done 20 years ago. There is no flipping a switch. I have no illusions that making Roosevelt Road commercial is in any way, shape, or form going to address our needs for roads right now. What I am saying is that if we vote for the roads and there's no need for immediate need for money anymore, then there's no impetus to change this. So I take exception to that. You are also forgetting that there is a discretionary portion of all property taxes, including commercial property taxes. And plus, when the money is slushing around for the other things like school pension funds, police funds, things like that, it's nice to have the money. And finally, $100 million worth of sales taxes to address the roads. How about just enough sales taxes to address $6,000 for good old days? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment to Mr. Allen's comments tonight regarding some inferences to the board in regards to on somebody's payroll and some other things, and I take offense to that. And I'd just like to bring up something that one of our founding fathers used to do every evening when he wrote in his journal, and that was he went over his rules of decency and civility, and tasked himself with seeing if he could improve on that every single day in regards to dealing with people and his actions in creating a constitution and a country, the United States. And I think Mr. Allen could use some of that.